Hi there. So, if you find yourself in habitually difficult relationships, or if you find yourself being let down in relationships, and it could be, relationships with spouses, with friends, with family members, I would really strongly encourage you to, you know, look for the themes in those relationships. And the tendency, I feel like, is to look at the details, the he said, she said type things, and go over the scenarios and be really specific. And what I'm asking is to zoom out and to look at the details in as much as they help you to identify the themes, the greater themes. And look then across these more challenging relationships and examine the patterns that you hold that your relationship patterns, for example, that keep you in these dissatisfying relationships with other people. So once you examine your patterns, and it's not about looking at the other person, it's always about bringing it back to yourself. So what am I doing in this situation? And the tendency, and even, in counseling situations, it seems like it's always pointing outward, but I'm really encouraging myself and the people I work with to go inward. So you would examine your patterns with other people. And then once you identify the patterns that you have, you can decide how you can choose to interact with a person in a way that honors both of you. So an example of this would be something like, let's say that you have a family member who is constantly calling you for help every single time something happens, and you drop everything to be of service to this person. And yet when something happens with you and you call said family member to support you, they're never available. And you find yourself getting frustrated initially with the other person and maybe talking to the other person, but they're fine. They don't have an issue. It's not a problem for them. Everything's working out well. So what I feel like, we're doing as we look within is really we're empowering ourselves. We're taking ourselves out of even the ability to be victimized. Is that right? The ability to be victimized? I don't know. Sometimes I mangle my words, whatever. But we're taking ourselves out of the position to feel like victims, because we really are never victims. So, with said family member, they call up and you decide whether or not you can make the support work that day. You're not rearranging your schedule. And, when you require, assistance or support, maybe you don't call that family member. Or maybe you do. And if said family member can't do it, which whatever, then, you find people who will. And you kind of create your own little, mutually beneficial energy exchange type of relationships. And I think that that's where a lot of, really highly intuitive, empathic people kind of let ourselves down, because we're so aware of feelings that we're constantly putting everybody else first. But then we're also going, I'm always putting everyone first. And you really shouldn't. You should put yourself first, and they should put themselves first. It makes sense. But it's when there's an imbalance in energy exchange that it doesn't feel good. And I'm not talking about tit for tat stuff, keeping track, but I'm just talking about the broader, picture. Anyway, hope this helps. Thanks.